Everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today's topic is going to be on the concept of documenting your work as a designer or a developer. What do I mean? Let's get into it. So probably a pretty short video here today, but this was an extremely important topic that I've realized I've never talked about here on the channel. And it's another one of those like pro tips after I've had years of experience in the design and development field that I wanted to share with all of you on something that you can do as you progress throughout your career to make yourself a stronger and better designer or developer. And this is around the topic of documenting yourself, your work, all the things that you've done as you move along throughout a career. Imagine you get a job right out of school. You don't really have much to show. You don't really have much to show in the way of a portfolio. You're kind of just showing your schoolwork and things that you did in your boot camp or in your university. That's okay. That's kind of how the progression of this career works. However, on your second job, what you should do on day one of any job is to make sure that you record where the project is at that given point. So especially important if you're a designer and you're someone who's affecting the look and feel of an application or a website, you want to make sure that day one, and it's important because when you start a new job, you might be excited to start and you're excited to get into the work. You're not thinking about this process, but you need to keep this in the back of your mind that you should take an hour or a couple hours of day one and you record that entire application. You take screenshots, you take video, you do whatever you can to make sure that you document what state that app or website was in when you started the project. Now, why would we do this? Well, you want to do this because as you're at a job over time, you're going to hopefully, especially as a designer, be affecting the look and feel of that application. You're going to be improving the user experience of that website. You're going to be making things better and better. And this happens slowly. You're going to be winding up on the job in the first few weeks. So it's not like things are going to change right away. If you've been at a job for years, you've probably made some pretty significant impacts to the user experience, the look and feel, or the code behind that website or application. So if we document this from day one and we sit down, we take the hour it takes, very little time it usually takes to do something like this, to record everything in the state that it was when we started that job, it really goes a long ways with something like a case study later on when we leave that job and we go to the next job in order to show the impact that we made as a designer or developer on that project. So this doesn't just go for the beginning of a project. Of course, it also matters for the end of the project because you want to capture the end state of where the application or website was when you left that job. So if you accept a new job, you're always super excited to start this new job. You can't wait. And you may not think about capturing the screens of that application or that website while you still have access. A lot of times as designers and developers, we're working on projects that we may not have outside access to after we leave the job. So it's important to capture, of course, within the rights of your contract to make sure you're not capturing private or important data, but you want to capture everything you possibly can before you leave that job while you still have access, and you're able to capture all the same screenshots, all the same videos you did when you started the job. And it even helps to look back on that. I always label it as like day one as a folder, and I'll just drop it somewhere in my documents. And then when I go back to look at that when I'm leaving the job, try to capture those same things. So try to capture the same workflows or how you changed or improved the user experience and how that molded over time. It really goes a long ways to build out really cool case studies and things like that you can show the entire progression of an app or a website while you were at a job. This also goes for smaller features or functions that you may be adding to a website or an application that you've been working on for some time. So let's say you're at a job for a couple years and business determines that they want to rebuild the way that this navigation works at the top of the website, the main navigation, and they want to completely enhance it and improve it because they feel that it's just not in a good place. So whether you've worked on it before or not, it's always good to capture that. So again, do the same techniques. Create a folder for yourself called navigation system or navigation workflow day one. You go through, you document exactly what it looks like. Make sure you capture video too. It's not just about images. It's always nice to show, especially for designers, the interactions, the micro interactions, how things work, the hover states, all of it. And you capture that and then you build out that new navigation. You go through the process of sprints and design sprints. And at the end of 2-3 weeks, you have a brand new navigation that's slick and amazing and everyone's patting you on the back for it. And you record the same screens the same screenshots and the same video of the navigation after you're done as well, because then you have, and you've created for yourself a little mini case study or the starts of a little mini case study. And it just, again, helps to show work to future potential employers or clients about the work and the types of things that you can offer. And that's it for today. Real short and sweet one here. I really just wanted to get this idea across, especially to people just coming up in the field. And I always try to implore this in my students that you have to document your work. You have to have something to show. It's way too easy to just jump between jobs and they're like, well, what did it look like when you started? And you're like, I don't really have any screenshots. I can show you what it looks like today. That's not nearly as powerful as being able to show the entire progression of something that you've built and that you've designed and had an impact on and how you made that product better. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time. If you got value out of the video today, please make sure that you like. Again, it's free for you to like this video. Give me some love, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of the future videos on this channel. I'll see you on the next video.